Hello everyone, it's Antwerp time. The very first thing you might notice about Antwerp while arriving to the place is that it is a city of many extremes. On the one hand, it's very liberal, full of graffiti and statues, but on the other, it's very classy, pompous, chic and posh, I'd say, but that's what I love about it. So like and unlike others.
If you are wondering what monument to Rubens is doing here, right at the center of the square, that's quite easy to explain, because behind me, the Cathedral of Our Lady, it's one of the biggest ones in Northern Europe, one of the most beautiful, at least according to the locals, and one of the grandest Gothic churches here in Antwerp. It was built in 1351 and currently it houses several well-known or not so well-known artworks of Rubens and other renowned painters and artists of Belgium.
According to folklore, Antwerp was called so after the legendary giant Antigone, who used to live near the Scheldt River. Said giant was killed by a young hero, who then cut off the hand of said giant and flung it into the river, hence the name Antwerp. Antwerpen, handwerpen or hand thrown. By the 16th century, Bruges already lost most of its power, which was relocated to Antwerp. And unlike Bruges, this city actually turned into a true powerhouse. During the 16th, 17th century, Antwerp was known as the biggest economically influential city in entire Europe. It was the main money lender, it was the main trade center, it was the main center of finance and banking. It was just the heart of the whole Europe. Some may say that's what actually Germany is like, but in those days it was all here in Antwerp. And while oligarchs controlled the political side, the economic side was totally under the cosmopolitan influence. People from all around Europe came here. Antwerp was the first city to trade with the Italian Republic. Antwerp was amongst those few who still traded with Scotland during the 100 Years' War. And only the war here in Belgium and Netherlands war against Spain, the so-called 80 Years' War, brought the end to the dominance of Antwerp. The Treaty of Münster destroyed Antwerp as a port. The situation was rectified a little bit at the times of Napoleon, because he wanted to create a countermeasure to ports of London, but fully the situation came back to normal only during the 20th century. But enough about this, I have really something peculiar to show you, so stay tuned, it's gonna be now.
What I'm actually going to tell you about right now is one of the open secrets of Antwerp. This street is called Vlaaiekensgaan Street, and the secret is that it's actually hidden. To come here and walk it along, you should actually pass through the medieval doors between two restaurants, and most of the tourists don't even notice it. It's just so small. It unites three streets. They're actually used to live the ports of the city, but nowadays it's quite popular with locals, because there are lots of cafes, cafeterias, restaurants, and sometimes even classical music concerts are held here. So if you want to see some local Belgian gated community, you shall pass and you shall visit the street as soon as you can.
Antwerp is well known for its diamond district. It's the capital of diamonds, but what I loved about it is not the jewelry, but people in there. The Jewish community here is authentic and so precious because those are living, breathing people with their daily lives and routines. Same thing about Chinatown actually. That's what I love about Antwerp and about traveling around the world. Authenticity. And if you want to have some food, you can have it there or go to the traditional Belgian kiosk market shop just at your own risk, mind you, because the local fries, though authentic, are not for everyone. And if you are all for green, clean and eco-friendly, then there are loads of restaurants and cafes for you as well here. Antwerp, as I've mentioned at the very beginning of this video, is a city of stark contrasts and extreme sides. There are loads of old buildings, there are loads of new installations. It's a living, breathing history, yet at the same time the place is quite modern and it's full of this feel. It's full of movement, it's always developing, it has its nooks and corners, it's very cozy, yet it's much brighter and much greater than the cities we've seen before because it's just so energetic. Some might compare it to Moscow or to other big cities of Europe and the globe. But if you feel tired, if you've got enough of it, you can take a bus or you can go by train and travel somewhere else. I just hope that you enjoyed your stay here in Antwerp with me, or you're gonna see it very, very soon because this city is so much worth visiting it and looking at all of its beauties. Don't forget, time is ticking. I'll see you around very, very soon. Love you guys and stay tuned. Till later. Bye.